See if it works this time. Yay, we're actually live. Good old technology. So, alright, now we get this up and working. I'm going to share this out now. So bear with me for a minute as you're coming in. I hate technologies at times. I'm going to get into it here in a second. I got to figure out what's going on with YouTube. Facebook. Friends. Not that one. Screw it. How's it going, everyone? Got a couple people in. Give me a second. I got to share. I'm sharing this out. My editing software, my streaming software is being really stupid, and got to figure out what's going on. I think I kind of figured out what's going on with it. So there we go. Good old technology. I know a lot of people are probably stepping on crazy bags right now. I just want to beat my head up the dash right now. So I'm trying to use Restream. That's what I use to connect Facebook and YouTube at the same time. For whatever reason, it was only connecting over to Facebook. So if anyone's coming on in from Facebook and you got a couple different alerts, I apologize for it. Trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I was playing around with just going live here on YouTube, and looks like they're changing their streaming things because it's in beta, so the settings aren't quite the same. So I got to figure out with my software and what's going with that. So again, if you guys are coming in from Facebook, I apologize. It's just been one of those nights. So, kind of waiting to drop my load. Going to be interesting here in a couple minutes. And we got some severe thunderstorms rolling in, and they're talking 60 plus mile per hour winds, and possible to even issue a tornado warning until 7:30. So that's approximately 17 more minutes. So we're going to see what's going on with this weather. Other than that, just waiting to drop my load here. Checked in with them earlier. They've got one trailer that's about 95% complete, or 95% empty, and waiting to drop from there. So once they get that empty, I can yank that trailer out of the door, put my loaded in, and get on back down the road. But to show you what I'm looking at for storms here. How's it going, David? Pull up weather again here. Let me make sure I get a fresh picture for you guys. It is just about on top of me now. I hate when it glitches. Just me and technology right now are not being best of friends. Stop doing the squared stuff. And here it comes. Oh, can everyone hear me all right that you're still in? Okay. Come on. Just want to throw shit out the window. Stuff hasn't bugged me this bad in a while. Stop doing the blocks. So here's what's. Let me turn down the brightness. So, trying to pull up the radar for you guys, but it's doing the stupid block stuff, and it's not freaking scanning in. Let me pull up my other radar. Where are you? I'm going to take a baseball bat to everything. Yes, I am really hating technology tonight, and it's got me really pissed. Okay, thanks, David. Uh, Thanks, guys, for coming in. There's my technology is not my friend today, and it's starting to really piss me off. We haven't figured that out yet. So I'm trying to pull up a different radar. I don't know if it's just blowing by. So, so this one's a little bit different. Trying not to get the glare for you guys. So I'm the blue dot that's right there. So the storms blew by earlier when I was trying to go live earlier. Big old lightning crash happened right over, hit somewhere over to my driver's side here somewhere because the thunder was right upon it. Let me see if this is going to work. Still being stupid. All right, I give up. All right, so radar app isn't working right. Computer isn't working right. Or I should say my Restream app isn't working right. I got to figure out what the hell is going on with the YouTube side of it. I'm ready to take a baseball bat to all this. But anyways, for everyone that's coming in, I'm waiting to drop my trailer here. They don't come, night receiving doesn't come in until 9 p.m. They got a trailer that's about 90% empty, so they got to pull off 10%. Other than that, I just about threw my phone out the window. I almost threw my, I'm not going to throw my laptop. I'll throw my phone out the window. It just, the radar going on with, I don't know why it's not working, but they've issued a severe thunderstorm warning and tornado warning for my area until 7:30. The bulk of it's passed, so they were calling for 60-mile-per-hour winds with this storm. But it's going to be interesting to see what comes because there's a little wave that might come and still get me here. For sure. Back in the Murphy Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, probably the first of the month. Finally got my passport and everything I need. Sweet man, congrats. North Carolina. Right now, the storms are just passed through. I'm in Murfreesboro, Tennessee on 24, which is 20 miles, we call it southeast of Nashville. So they're pretty wicked storms going through. It's been raining on and off all day, but it's not too bad. Biggest thing was today was the wind. I'm glad I didn't have an empty trailer to drag back because that probably would have parked because of the wind. Crazy bag went off. Oh, sweet. Yeah. So right now I'm just waiting to drop my trailer and then I don't know, I'll see how my clock is, and then I'm gonna either head back or take a nap for a couple hours and then head on back. Yeah, something's going on with YouTube because I have streaming software, getting a lot of tips and stuff set up from the gaming industry on how they're doing things. So I'm trying to figure it all out. It's frustrating. I've been editing, working on a video where I found, let's just say, guy, quote unquote, said he drives for a trucking company and pretty much all confessed to buying edibles and other pot stuff in California, but he was pulled over in Orlando, Florida, and then let him go. They confiscated all his stuff, but they let him go. I think there's a bigger case going on with that, so I edited up the video. I'm gonna do my reaction to it, and then put it out there to see what you guys think about it. I think there's a lot more stuff in reason why they let this guy go, but it'd be really interesting to find out if he still has a CDL or not. Windy in Missouri, yeah, this area has been kind of crazy all day. I started out in Bald Knob, Arkansas, and made it over here about 2 o'clock. Drive over wasn't too bad. The fog lifted up once I got into Tennessee, and it's just been rain and kind of wind from here. Yeah, these storms are nuts. Past through rain. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'll just say that the original person who put the video up, what it is the police body cam footage. He did a little more digging into it at the time. I'm gonna try and see if I can dig up and find out kind of because it's been a year. It happened February of last year, so I kind of want to see what kind of came out of it. He has a couple cases pending, so but they let him go, so it's gonna be interesting to see how it pans out. So we still got a little bit of lightning going on, nothing major here. Hopefully everyone else is staying safe and taking caution in these storms, especially if you got an empty or lightweight trailer. So other than that, I don't really got too much going on. Been running crazy. Running on recaps has kind of been fun these past couple days where I've been able to drive to the store, then park, wait till after midnight, and then head on back. So I'm kind of trying to stretch it out here a little bit. I believe when I got parked today, I had about 5.5 hours left on my 70. I'm getting close to 12 hours back tonight. And if I drive back, that would give me probably about 11 hours still to work with tomorrow. So, David, I'm actually parked at my store right now. We can park here all night long. There's been another prime driver. He's got an empty. He's been parked since I've got here, so I don't know if he's hanging out and waiting for these storms to pass by or not. I'll take a look at the radar before I head out because I definitely do not want to jump out onto 24, 840, and then 40 all the way into Arkansas with heavy winds. Yeah. After almost getting blown over once, I kind of take caution with wind now. Yep. Yeah, so I'm just sitting here. I'm still got my loaded trailer, about 32,000 pounds worth of junk. So if even some decent storms were to come around, I'd just be rocking and rolling and not really have to worry about too much. So other than that, how's everyone else doing tonight? Hopefully you guys aren't caught up in these storms. Staying safe, not having to deal with stupid critical events or anything like that. Greg, I don't know how much I want to talk on that. Let's just say I'm using my phone not as hotspot and not as Wi-Fi, and that's all I'll say. So, but I am on my laptop right now. I don't want to publicly put it out there what I've got set up just in case AT&T kind of wants to come back after me. There are some ways you can you got to do your research on a little bit and figure out what the difference is between cell signal and hotspot signal. That's pretty much all what I'll say about that. But I think last month was the highest data usage I've used, and I think I used over 300 gigs on my unlimited plan and never got throttled. So, gotta love it. Actually, let me look. I can tell you exactly how much I used last month. And settings. Data usage. Data usage. I'm at 43 gigs already for this month. Where is time frame? There we go. Last month, what did I finish out at? Oh, not my bad. I finished out last month with 210 gigs of data used. And never got throttled. So, gotta love it. What the heck is... I love these guys that come in backwards. Alright, this brings up a great tip. Truck driver just came in at me, heads up. Now he's doing a circle, flat spot in his trailer tires. On the entrance that is straight ahead of me, I wish I could flip the camera around for you on my laptop. There is a sign that says, "No trucks do not enter." There's another entrance to get into the Sands parking lot down at the other end of the parking lot, further down that way. We're supposed to go in that entrance, come around back behind the building, come back up and pull up and set up the way I'm set up. When you're delivering to customers and all that, it's kind of a great thing to hop into Google Maps and even Google Street View and pull up your customers. If you pull it up, you'll see exactly where the dock doors are at. And that way you can plan your route of attack. Like these dock doors are set up right here on my left. Let's see if I can get the camera. Pick up my laptop. Sorry for the motion sickness. So, dock doors are right there to my left. So when you back up, you always want to set up driver's side. So if you want, you need to plan out how do I get to that dock door the easiest and safest way. Easiest way is go behind the back side of the building, pull up, and then you can not really alley dock, depends on how many of us are sitting out here, but or you can set up kind of a offset right on in. So use Google Maps, use Street View to figure out how you can get into your dock doors a lot easier. It will save you a lot of headache. Kyle, my opinion on Sprint is it's kind of good for major areas. People I know that have had it have issues when they run into like out west, pretty much where you get into less population. You'll have issues with Sprint. Other than that, they are getting better. So I don't know. I don't personally have them. It's last time I had Sprint when I had a Nextel push to talk phone, where you can do the good old stupid chirping. So that's how long ago I dealt with Sprint. So kind of go from there. Best thing to do is hop on some of these Facebook groups, find out who everyone has. A lot of people are going to recommend Verizon or AT&T. Pretty much between the two, they're about the same. I think AT&T is going to pull out ahead in the near future because they're set up to almost be what they've got 5 areas right now that are 5G, and I think they're pushing up to be 20 to 25 major cities to be 5G by the end of the year. So I think AT&T is going to be ahead in the competition on 5G. So, but yes, I have AT&T, not Verizon. Unlimited. And yes, 200 gigs is a lot of data. But when you do videos and stuff and upload stuff, you'll go through it a lot. Otherwise, you're going to have to go to truck stops and look for hotspots. And most of those, or I should say almost all of those, are going to be charging you a rate, and then you're still not even going to get that good of a signal on them. Or you can get into McDonald's at places or some places that do have free Wi-Fi, but then you're going to be fighting with everyone else for signal. That's why I kind of love the way I got my phone set up. Yeah. With my signal, I have yet to really. I've watched Netflix and YouTube all the time on it, and I think the way I understand AT&T does it is they don't throttle you; they I can't talk tonight. Prioritize you, deprioritize you. You know what I mean. So, me at 200 gigs of data use, and you're sitting at, and you have 10 gigs of data use, you're going to get higher on the better access signal than what I'm going to get. So they don't actually throttle you. But you get into a lot of these major cities, and you got to have everyone that's going to laugh at my 200 gigs because they're using 500 to 800 gigs of data because that's what they use. So that's the way it kind of AT&T was explained to me. Yes, I've had Verizon in the past, and they've slowed down my signal, even on unlimited. But I still only have, I think, 10 gigs of hotspot. So I use that to update like my Rand McNally GPS and stuff like that. So make sure to miss anything here real quick. Yeah. So other than that, I think these storms are past. I wish I could have gone live right when that freaking lightning bolt hit, because that thing was freaking insane. Let me check the other one, my radar. Yeah. Let me pause. 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 There we go. So I am. See if I can figure out how to do this backwards. I am right there. So the storms just went south of me. I mean, just went south of me. I might get a little action by this stuff back here, but it's always good to have a couple extra weather apps on your phone. Also with my CB is the Cobra 29LX Color One. I don't feel like picking up my laptop to show you guys, but it doesn't have the weather alerts built into it. So anytime they issue out any sort of weather alert, emergency, and all that, my CB goes off. Or also I can tune into it. So
in Middle Tennessee, southeastern Wilson County in Middle Tennessee, north central White County in Middle Tennessee, western Putnam County in Middle Tennessee, north central Cannon County in Middle Tennessee, until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. At 7:22 p.m. Central Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles southeast of Watertown, or near Alexandria, moving east at 65 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts.
yeah, so that just went around me. That's also another reason why to have a good CB on your truck. I use my CB more for weather alerts and stuff like that than I do for talking to people. So, other than that, how's everyone else doing tonight? I've got about an hour and a half before I can bug the night shift to find out what's going on. So, I'll hang in there as long as you guys want to hang out. Talk about anything you want to talk about. Got any questions, comments, concerns, issues? Kyle, it's kind of a personal thing. I would just recommend getting one that gets weather alerts. From there, go to weather alerts, and then go to someone who peaks and tunes them, so that way you get a little bit more power and a little bit more range out of them. I don't even have antennas on this truck. It's just using the stock antenna. I think that's why my output signal sucks. But the input, I can hear, my average is I can hear about 3 miles with stock antenna. So, Other than that, yeah, as I said, biggest thing I would just recommend is it is a CB that gets weather alerts, and you can get the Weather Channel. Our trucks you can actually get. Let me see. I haven't messed with it on this truck. We'll do a little experiment live here. Where's my keys? Keys. Oh, there. The radio is supposed to have weather alerts built in. As I said, I haven't messed with it on the truck, so we're gonna find out live. Sirius XM busy. Ow! No, down before you get me copyrighted. Our trucks do come with Sirius satellite radio built in, but you have to pay to activate it. Prime does not pay for it. But all the receiver and all that's in there. So when you go out looking for getting your truck GPS, I recommend getting the basic version. Don't get the tablet. Don't get the overdrive. Don't get all the other crap. You don't need it. From my understand, the dash cam on the Rand McNally that's built in is crap. And a lot of people I've heard of with the tablets and all that, they overheat and they have a lot of issues with them. So just get the basic version. I've got the 740. I'll show you here real quick. I'm changing where I got mine mounted at, so I knocked my camera. Oh, I have to adjust that later. Here's not my knife. So, wow, that's bright. Let me turn. Kind of interesting on. Close that. And there's brightness. Turn that all. There we go. Should be dim enough. Turn it. Yep. So there we go. So I just got the 740. It's what I have, just the basic version. Doesn't have all that crap built into it. But the nice thing is, and the reason why I don't have an Atlas on my truck anymore is it's built in on the GPS, and then you can zoom in. I don't even know what we're looking at right now. So, Little Rock, Arkansas. Sorry for the off angle, but that way it doesn't kind of blind you guys. So, that's why I like Rand McNally GPSs. Also, the main reason why I had the Garmin and I tested it out, I gave it away for free because I couldn't figure out how to enter GPS coordinates on it. Like, if I don't know my location, I'm sorry, we're going over a lot of topics, but I'll show you here. With Rand McNally, I know it's kind of backwards for you guys, but right here, you can enter your latitude and longitude. Type here and type it in. You can go to Google Maps, drop a pin right at the truck entrance, the truck gate. Type in the latitude and longitude, and that way, the Rand McNally will take you right to that spot. Or if you're a flatbedder, that way you can enter in the coordinates for farm deliveries and crap that you guys do. So we got the radio powered up. So WX. Let me see if it picks it up.
Winds over 40 miles per hour are expected. Winds this strong.
So the truck will even pick up the weather alerts or the weather channel, but you actually have to turn to it. It won't alert you. So that's what's nice about having it on the CB is when they actually issue the stupid tone, which is annoying at times when they're doing the test. Even while you are sleeping, or even or I should say, while your CB is off, a tone on your CB you can set it up to automatically come on. So that way, if there's something major going on and you're asleep, that'll go off. You can wake up and figure out what the hell's going on and what you got to worry about. Going us up to Kansas tomorrow. Week 2 of PSD. Expected to see. All right. Good luck, Greg. Make sure you are studying your pre-trip, and more pre-trip. Even if your instructor's not out there with you, keep doing that. That paperwork should be all kind of crumpled up, rolled up, folded up, stained. Barely be able to read it by the time you go to test out. So, David, I thought you were going to do a video between lease and lease purchase. Yes, I'm working on that, David. I'm going to do a difference between the company side, the lease side, and lease purchase, and what the requirements are on all of it. So that'll be coming out. I got to sit down and record. I might do it tonight if I get bored and have enough energy to do it. Other than that, I've got a bunch of stuff I'm working on. I've recently updated my camera system. I recorded a video on that, and upgraded up to 1080 instead of 720, which I'm really digging the camera on. I've got one camera set up, and I'm kind of doing a review on that, setting it up for you guys to let you know what's going on. Sorry, another prime drive's pulling in and backing in next to me here. As long as he doesn't hit the dumpsters, I think he's clear. Up next level. If you have Sirius already in your car, and if you don't want it in your car, what you can do is just call them up and they can transfer it. Let me yell at him real quick.
How's it going, man? I was in there earlier. They only touched one of those trailers. Oh, okay. How's the storms? I was watching it come through, and there was a huge ass lightning bolt here earlier. But right here wasn't too bad. Oh, did you already pick up from Interstate? They're still not allowing overnight parking there, I take it. Yeah. Yeah, he's empty. He's been here all day, so. So. All right, man. I'll let you get your rest.
Sweet. Yes, Dave, that's another prime driver. He was over at Interstate Warehouse in Murfreesboro. I guess he already delivered off and picked up over there, but they don't allow parking right now during the construction. So, yeah. So he came over here to park. I just went in a park where he parked because Warner does the frozen dairy meat produce runs, and watching them back up is a little scary. But trying to make sure I don't miss anything on you guys. Use the truck, yeah, transfer it, yep. So yeah, we're just hanging out. I've got till 9 p.m. till night crew comes in. So as I said, feel free to ask anything. We'll not hide anything. We'll not cover up. We'll not bullshit you on anything. I think that's kind of why some people don't want me to kind of disclose a lot of stuff. But if you got any information out there, I think all information should go out to you guys. Good, bad, ugly, great, awesome, everything should go out. That way you guys can make up your mind, especially if you want to go to a certain company. Everything's out there and you can see it. Lemon tea. It's brisk, baby. I'll find out who's old enough to remember those commercials. Hang on, kitchen, waiting on the meatballs to get done. Sweet meatball subs. Hey, you want to make those meatball subs better? You put some pepperoni into the bread around your meatballs. That's what I do at Subway. You have them put the put the pepperoni down first on the bread. Put the meatballs on top of it. That way, when you go to bite into it, all your bread's not soggy. Because I don't get my bread toasted. Because their toasted bread is burnt bread. As a company driver for Prime, what is the range people make in the first year? First full year, you should be. I'll give you a minute. Hell, I'll look up something. First full year, you should be 40 minimum. I would say anywhere between 40 and 70 first year. Second year is all going to depend on if you go into training or not. And the reason why I'll bring up, because they got all that on here now. I can look up. So I started my first. My hire date was July 2014. Is that right? 2015. Oh, pull that back up. My hire date is July 3rd, 2013. So this year it's coming up on 6 years. And yeah, that was fun. So when the pay would have started? I came in May. Sorry for the brain fart. I had to figure this out. I started PSD in May of 2013. When I came in, students had to get 75 hours of drive time behind the wheel before we can test out. Ended up going to July 3rd. July 3rd is my hire date. And a lot of people say, put it on the glass. So, I don't know how to mirror it for you guys. This is my 2014 W-2 as a company driver here at Prime. So that's $53,911.56 for total wages. And then I'll pull up 15. You look at this. So 2015, I started lease May. What was my lease date? May 7th. And this was with doing students. So it kind of shows you the track that you can be on that some of these PSD instructors come on. So I was just training PSD only. This is what, January to May. So January, February, March, April, and so 4 months and a couple days in May. I made $32,660. So if I would have kept at that rate, so that'd be a third. So figure 8 more months. So that would have been close to $100,000. Yeah, you're not gonna see 100K first year company driver. It's not gonna happen. The only way you're gonna get up to 100K is if you go through training and you start training, team training for PSD and TNT at your 6-month mark if you qualify. And that's the only way you're going to get up to 100K, honestly, as a company driver your first year. If you're 70, I would say is about your first year. You're going to be learning how to drive the truck. You're going to be making fuel mileage mistakes. By the end of your first year, you're kind of going to working out all the kinks on how to run. You qualify after 6 months. They go off of they look at your fuel economy, your on-time delivery, safety, make sure you didn't have any accidents, stick it within so much time frame. There is a whole bunch into it. I don't fully agree that people with only 6-month experience should be training, especially into winter. I think that's going to be asking for some headaches and some problems, but it's not my decision, not my liability on it. So, but they look into several things on it to see if you are qualified to become a trainer after 6 months now. So, he's got a tiny ass dog. Sorry, shiny things. Other than that, I'm trying to figure. What I recommend if you're coming out here and you want to go company, jump into a lightweight out of training. The reason why I say get into a lightweight is because you're gonna make 5 cents more a mile. Suck it up. You're not gonna have as much space. You're not gonna have as much creature comfort as a full size. But the plus side to that is you gotta look at, you're gonna have a smaller turning radius. You're gonna have, for winter and summer, you're gonna have less space for your AC and your heater to heat up or cool down. So that truck, literally, when I had my lightweight, it would almost freeze the condensation on my windshield. So that's why I recommend jumping to the lightweight, because the whole point of it is, for me anyways, and why I talk to a lot of people that get into trucking, you want to make as much money as you can. Might as well take that extra 5 cents for taking a smaller truck. Just saying. And if you think a lightweight truck is too small, I was parked next to a guy today, or not today, this week. He had to replace the the bearing in his drive shaft. He's out there working on it. It was a 1982 Peterbilt cab over. And if you think that our lightweight trucks have no room in it, go back and look at those trucks and see how much room they have. Or go find a truck that's got a coffin sleeper on it, or look up what a coffin sleeper is. And then say a lightweight truck doesn't have enough room in it for you. So, it's possible February change required 2 years prior to being. Greg, if you actually look into those regulations, it is state by state. It's not federal. I looked at it, and pretty much there is no thing for Missouri. If I read that right, it's going to be state by state. So it's going to be interesting of how it pans out. If they change to where you have to have 2 years of training, a lot of companies like Prime and all that are going to have to completely revamp their training program. As it is right now, we don't have enough trainers as it is. There's students waiting right now for students or for trainers. And there's also a delay on getting trucks in. I've heard they're possibly looking at bringing in different brands to help feed the demand for trucks. They put a hold on everyone upgrading, I think, for 2 or 3 weeks. So that way they can get caught up and get the trucks cleaned up, fixed, and get more out there, and then more new ones in. So it was kind of interesting. So if you're in TNT right now and you're catching this, you are getting if you are able to upgrade, they're upgrading your pay up to $1,000. So they're adding $300 to your paycheck to stay on your trainer's truck until I don't know when. You have to probably get with your fleet manager and work out when they're going to start bringing people in to upgrade. I trained at Prime, Keith. I started here May of 2013, and I'm still here. I've been kind of go through my history of it. Started OTR company when I got done with training. OTR company lightweight. Then got onto the Walmart account that we had in Shelbyville, Tennessee. We lost that account. Moved to Shelbyville, Tennessee with my wife and my daughter at the time. Then became a trainer, so upgraded up to a condo. Was doing PSD training only. Then saw the writing on the wall that we're losing the count and other issues. Decided I was going to go back to OTR, so that's when I switched over to lease. And then from there, I trained PSD and TNT until I couldn't even tell you when my last student was. I haven't trained. I don't know. I haven't trained anyone in this truck, and I don't know if it was might have been in the 17 or very beginning of 18 that where I had my last student. I tried out intermodal. I don't think it's worthwhile for lease drivers to do intermodal. Now I am on a dedicated for Sam's Club, and I love it. So that's kind of my history here through Prime. I've kind of ran the gambit on everything. Very true. Everyone wants to make money when they get their trucking and get into about the lightweight truck instead of full size. Yeah. Also, forgot to mention, if you're going through an upgrade, you can request a full size truck. I would highly recommend, if you're putting your foot down and wanting one, that you talk to your fleet manager first and get that all squared away. Also, they're going to tell you that if a lightweight truck becomes available first and you turn it down to wait for a full size or mid roof, they're going to tell you that if you turn down that lightweight, you're going to lose your guaranteed pay. So while you're waiting on a truck, you're still getting your $700 a week. If you turn it down that lightweight, you lose that, and you're going to sit there not getting paid. So kind of keep that in mind. I would say that's their kind of pressure technique to get you guys to take lightweights. 19 was this an account I'm gonna upgrade? I might choose lightweight now. Yeah, look into it. I mean, Roush, I wasn't a lightweight. If you go into one of my very first videos, literally was just a truck tour. You kind of got to learn how to make do with what you have and the space you have. Pretty much as a solo driver in a condo, you're going to end up accumulating a lot of crap on your truck that you don't need. With the lightweight trucks too, you can get that passenger seat taken out. That'll free up a lot of space to put a fridge and stuff right there on the floor. So that's if you end up deciding to get a lightweight, reach out to me and I can give you some tips on how to create more storage for you. So, didn't read the regs. Would love to come to Prime to get my CDLs, but I can't. It sucks. That does suck, man. Have done flatbread or have good money or bad. I haven't done flatbed. My personal opinion on flatbed is there are a lot of general commodity stuff. So a lot of tarpon, a lot of strapping. It's a lot of drywall, pipe, wood, stuff like that. General commodity stuff. I think the flatbed division can do a lot better if we start branching out. But I don't know the insurance and how all that works to say get into RGN instead of just step back, or even get into ramp step back so they can start hauling vehicles and stuff like that. If my personal opinion is if Prime spent the money to do it, I think they would change the game on how all that's done. But I don't know how a flatbed's done. Some people love flatbed, make good money at doing it. Some people get pissed off and bounce out because, as I said, it's a lot of general commodity. One thing I will say about flatbed, even if you are a company driver, you are responsible for paying for your equipment. And I believe last I heard for your tarps, chains, and everything you got to get, it's somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 out the gate to get all that stuff. So kind of keep that in mind. They will break that in. They will you charge all of that and then do monthly payments of 20 or 25 bucks a month at whatever, however many months to pay it off. But just understand that you are getting charged for equipment. And the reason why that is because people, when they weren't charging for equipment, people were literally grabbing new stuff and then selling it. So unfortunately, it's the actions of some that ruin it for all. So then that way also you're going to take care of your tarps. You're not going to let them get shredded and everything else. It's making you responsible for your equipment. Same thing as reefer drivers, where we're responsible for our load box. So that's why you got to make sure you keep them good condition, take care of them, and you get them out of the trailers on dropping hooks. So, going plan 1 to exercise gym. Yeah, equipment's 3K ish. It all depends on what you get and how much you get. And if you go all brand new or you get some used stuff, it'll drop the price a little bit. But I don't think on some of it you want to get. I don't think you want to get someone else's used tarps. So yeah. And so you know, on that, Greg, that tarp pay, if you actually dig into it, it's for your maintenance of your tarps. So you're kind of getting some tarp paid to do it, but then you're kind of not. Because if you got a patch of tarp or whatever, not anything like that, Prime's not paying for it. Again, that's your equipment. So that tarp pay is going to your slush fund to take care of your tarps. Actually, Michael, if you actually break it down, because I also believe that it includes your headache rack. I could be wrong on that. With everything that you are getting, all your chains, your binders, your edge protectors, plastic. I can't even name off all the equipment because I don't do flatbed. And it's actually, if you break it all down, it's actually on the cheaper side because Prime gets all that crap for what we'll call it, brain fart. Prime gets it all by bulk. The same reason why we get like washer fluid for like $1. And everything at the terminal is a lot cheaper because it's all brought in by bulk. Yeah, Greg, there's some stuff that they're not lying to you, but they conveniently leave out. I'll put it that way. So yeah, you are responsible for your tarp. So if your tarp get cut up or something like that, it's coming out of your pocket to pay for them. So that's why you're getting that tarp pay. Damn, they were flying in the parking lot. So, so other than that, anything else you guys want to ask about? Shit, I don't know. Oh, I do have. If you guys are looking at coming in for training, I do know one person on flatbed side. Great guy. So if you're looking at coming in on flatbed side and looking for a trainer, let me know and I can let you get in contact with him and talk everything over and see if you guys can work out so he can be your trainer. So just make sure to miss. Michael, this truck is just a lease truck as of right now. This is my second truck. I was going through my videos and I've been meaning to do up my lease completion video of my first truck. So I had a 3-year lease that I've already done and completed, turned in, got into this one. I haven't decided if I'm going to buy this one at the end. I will go into full details on how all that works once I get all that information. There are some requirements on the truck to be able to do a lease purchase at the end. Like it's got to be under 400,000 miles. My last truck when I turned it in had 530 on it. So there was no way I could lease purchase that truck anyways. So that's part of the reason why I am staying solo right now in this truck. So that way, if I do decide to buy it at the end, I'm not over that mileage limit. So I'm almost in my, May will be a year into this truck. And I think I'm just under, mileage pull up. I'm at 95,699 miles on this truck. And May will be a year. So. But yeah, I'm just hanging out. I don't know if everyone's still the same people. Just hanging out, waiting to make my drop here at, I don't know when. I gotta check in with night shift just past 9. So just hanging out, BSing. Lab streams. What is? Hold on. Let me go to my desktop here. I use. The one program I use is Streamlabs OBS. That's when you see, if you ever see, get my finger right, like JCast vlogs up here on the video or stuff like that. I use them. That's when the main program I use. But for whatever reason, and then I also use Restream. And yet the paid subscription, so I got to figure out why it's not working for YouTube right now. So that one allows me to go live on my subscription I'm paying for. I go live on 3 platforms at the same time. Right now, I'm just using Facebook and YouTube. I haven't looked into Twitch or I'm not going on Twitter. I'm staying away from that headache. I refuse to go on to Twitter. So from there, all right, David, enjoy your meatballs, and I'll talk to you later, man. So that allows me what I use is Streamlabs into OBS, and that allows me to broadcast all of it. I could go on Twitch. I have no idea. I have not done any research into Twitch at all or anything. So, like, let me see here. Let me pull that up. Oh, that's right. Sorry if my face is absolutely white right now. Where is... All right. So I could add, as I said, I have no clue what half of these things are, but I might look into some of them. We're going to name them off real quick. I can also go on Mixer, Twitch, YouTube Gaming, Periscope, VK Live, eLive, YouTube Events, YouTube Stream Now, Good Game, Smash Cast, Panda TV, Hoya, Huya. That looks like Japanese or Chinese. There's another one like 1, 2, 3, Afrika TV, Streamcraft, Mob Crush, Cyber Game, Major League Gaming. I can't see what's behind there. Paid ones, like I got to pay to be on Facebook with that app, or I can also sign up for Custom RTMP, Wowza, and Kami, aka MAI. As I said, I don't have a flipping clue about any of the rest of those. Maybe some of you guys can fill me in on them. But as I said, I have no clue what the hell half of those platforms are. Keith, you don't need to have it before you get into Prime, but you will get it. You have to get it when you go through your upgrade process. They've got it all set up there in-house. They'll split it up between 2 payments once you get your CDL, between 2 weeks, and they'll take care of it in-house. So yeah, you will have to get it, but you don't have to get it before you go into orientation, if that makes sense. 5G by next year. Yeah, they're pushing on it. 5G is going to be freaking. I don't know if the Galaxy S10 is 5G capable. I haven't heard. I think I'm going to hold out to the Note 10 comes out. I don't know when that is, but I think I'm going to hold out to that one. So, but right now, what I'm what I'm personally on right now, as far as platform wise, is YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. All underneath the same name, so not that hard to find. I plan to do my physical next week, then find out when I go. So sweet, man. Wow. Good luck. Yeah, you got to have your physical and your permit before you go in. So, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think Pittston and Salt Lake City, you have to have everything before you get in. Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, you have to wait till you get there. Twitch is like a game stream, but another YouTuber has been using Twitch for live streaming. Yeah, it's, as I said, I haven't done my homework into Twitch or anything else like that. I've heard some horror stories about Periscope, so I'm just gonna stick with these for now. If I get bigger, maybe I will look into more channels, but not for now. 5G has the range of 4G, so it might help truckers that much. Maybe I'm wrong. I know it's on a different wavelength. That makes sense. Um, but it's going to help out once we get it. Oh, actually, we'll do the good old. What's T? Oops, that's percentage. And T 5D signal. What does it say? 5G's So it's saying, yeah, it's actually 5G is actually less range than 4G or even 3G. It is more equivalent to the Wi-Fi range than cellular range. Yeah. So 5G is going to be helping out a lot during if you're in a major city. Yeah, it's low frequency band. Oh wait, low frequency bands are better for long distance, so demographics will continue improving the 4G in parallel to 5G rollout. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, but it's not going to go as 5G is not going to go as far as 4G. So it's going to be interesting. Do I know about Tanker side? How many miles a week company driver tank gives you recommend Tanker Vision? John, on that, only time I'd recommend Tanker is if you live close by. From the people I talk to on it, is I definitely do not recommend going lease Tanker. Stay on the company side because I heard it's a lot of wait times for your washouts. You'll be dropping hookups sometimes at washouts, but stuff like that. There's a lot of, or you're going to be deadheading for trailers or deadheading a lot for loads. I knew a guy that did a lease purchase on Tanker side, and he barely made it. So if you're thinking Tanker, definitely stay company. Miles, I don't know if they're going to be as much or as I don't. Let's just say this: reefers here for mileage and customers and freight, flatbed, and then tanker. It's the truth behind it. So that's why tanker pays more per mile, but you're going to be seeing less miles. when you get time to check out Truck and Travel out of Ohio, I live in Brennan. Either for some possibilities, during live stream. Yeah, I haven't gotten. As I said, I'm still trying to figure out the basics of the software and how everything's set up. You can add a lot of stuff on it. Like right now, I'm literally just using Facebook or YouTube because those programs I was using, I was having issues with. And I think I saw that YouTube is changing up how they do the streams because it literally said streams beta on it. So I think they're kind of separating that out compared to just lives. So that's going to be interesting to see what YouTube does with that. Um, so, but yeah, I still got a lot of learning to do with my programs I'm using. I definitely am not an expert and do not claim to be an expert on that shit. Because if you go back and watch to see the earlier part, I was ready to. If you saw my Facebook videos, I was literally ready to smash everything with a hammer. So. So I walked over. Kind of nice thing about this store where I'm at, I've got a Texas Roadhouse across the street that way. There's Hardee's right over here. There's a Mexican restaurant, pizza place, Chinese place, and then I walked over to our Charlie's. Or even during late at night when everything else is closed, there's literally Waffle Houses right across the street too. I've actually taken a couple other drivers out and sat down and bullshit and had some Waffle House. Chad Rich is awesome, but that's a different story. I'm Michael. I'm actually going to try and work out doing an interview with Chad and Crazy Bags. They've got a lot more experience over the road than what I have, and I'd love to actually kind of get their story. I am new to their channels. I'm trying to go through and kind of catch up on a lot of the smaller YouTube channels and give them praise and kind of help get more collaboration, kind of get working together on a lot of shit. I think me and I believe Junior has more subscribers than me. He also does a lot more content. All right. If there's two reasons why there's breaks in my content. Either I'm running my ass off and I'm tired, because I'll tell you flat out, I love my sleep. Right now, if I was dead tired, I'd be in the bunk sleeping right now. But I'm up and live awake, so um, sorry, squirrel. Or I'm just not feeling good and not feeling into it, or I'm working on other projects. I might be actually firing up a different channel into a completely different side of thing. All right, good night, Greg. Thanks for stopping in. Now, David H., I think he was in here. I don't know if he's still in here or not. Probably you could see people dropping out. I don't. It's at this point we're an hour and 14 in. So if you want guys to need to bounce out, bounce out. Just bullshit and answering questions. David H. is special. I'll leave that at that. And the biggest advice, if you're watching, man, or if you catch us on replay, look in the background before you do your live videos. Not only getting called out for your lotion because you have that laying out in the open, but another one where you had a huge pile of garbage on your bed. Doesn't look good. Just saying. That's why I keep my curtain closed. My bed's all tore up, and as I said, I'm working on my camera system. I'm working on a whole bunch of crap. So yeah. But yeah, I'm looking at working with a lot of people. I think me and Trucker Nene are pretty much about the same amount of subscribers. Then there's, as I said, I want to do work stuff out with Chad Rich and Crazy Bags. And then I want to try and promote, what was her name? Chocolate Trucker, I believe she's another one. If you go into it, there's a lot out here at Prime doing YouTube videos. My advice on that is get through training before you start popping out videos. Hey, Kenworth, welcome to the party. Get your training before you really start focusing on videos. You need to be paying attention to everything that's going on. It can kind of create a lot of tension between you and your trainer if you are focused more on YouTube than what you are on your training. If you record the videos and then put them up at a later date and time, that'd probably be my best advice for that. The other side of it too is if you're looking at starting a YouTube channel into the trucking industry and all that, my advice is, or best advice I can give you is, don't worry about getting the expensive cameras. Don't worry about going out getting a gaming laptop. I didn't have a lot of this crap to begin with. Oh, I'm going to show you. When I started doing YouTube, I had my camera phone, and that was it. My next camera I bought, which I haven't used in a while, is, and I got it on clearance at Walmart, is the Ion Air Pro. Literally, generic version of GoPro. And you'll go back through some of my videos and see driving videos, or like my pre-trip videos were recorded on this camera and didn't have mounted stuff for it the way it's mounted up. So I did the ghetto-rific way and put a hole through the hat and got my head mount that way. So that was my first camera purchase. And I think that was $60. From there, I've upgraded to now where I've got, and even on the stuff I get, I don't buy super expensive stuff. Like my laptop's probably about the most expensive thing I have now. But I also have my next camera I got was literally just a simple. Again, trying to get that little Sony Handycam. I still use this one time from time. That was the next one I got. As I said, you kind of progress with stuff. And with that, I kind of got a tripod and kind of set up. Funny thing about that camera, if you go back to LaShawn Park's video where he interviewed me, I did it too. He set up his DSL camera. I put this cheap $120, $140 camera underneath his on his tripod. You couldn't really tell that. I personally, it's for the money. I couldn't tell that much of a difference. Recently, I've gotten a GoPro, but it's not the newest version. And then my last purchase, recent purchase, is I've actually gotten a nice Canon camera. I'm still learning it. It's not a DSLR, but it's a step below. But that and my GoPro is going to be a lot of what I'm going to be using possibly for my next channel that I create, which I said it's going to be completely non-truck related to be totally something different. I got to figure out how to set it up and organize it the way I want it to be. Yeah, a lot of people, Michael, he could have that one. It's a small, cheap, instead of GoPro that was competing with it. Literally, they were putting the GoPro displays into Walmart, and they were clearancing all that crap off. So that's how I got it. I'm trying to figure. So just kind of build yourself up and work yourself up into the equipment. I've seen people go out and try and buy the $1,500 DSL cameras, getting the $2,000 gaming laptops, and they've got one video out. You're not going to become. It takes a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of effort. A lot of people don't realize is I can take one video and it probably be, if I'm lucky, it's 15 minutes worth of editing. And that's just basic editing. Some of the other videos, like the one I'm working about, the truck driver that literally confessed to trafficking drugs from California to Florida, I'm already 30 minutes into editing that one because I've got it cut down. Now I've got to go back in and I'm doing my commentary, my reaction to stuff, and then edit all that together, and then plug everything else in. So people don't realize that once you get into a lot of these fine editing videos, it's a freaking pain in the ass and a lot of time and effort that goes into this stuff. So if you're shut down for your 10-hour break, you can easily blow 3 hours working on one video. Or like we're bullshitting tonight at 1 hour and 22 minutes so far. That's why live feeds took off. And that's part of the reason why I kind of stayed out of the live feed drama. I just kind of stayed in the background, just doing my recorded videos, as I stayed out of all the fucking drama, part of my language that came out with the trucking industry. Didn't want anything to do with them. Still don't want anything to do with them. They can go their way. I'm going my way. I did my interview with Sinister. And as I said, I'm trying to figure out all this camera stuff. Audio got all jacked up. So we're going to rework on that. As I said, I'm going to be working on a lot of interviews on this channel. Try and get people's opinions, kind of get the background, and put the general information out here. And if there's anyone that you would recommend that you want me to interview, feel free to either comment or email me, my name, jcastblogs@gmail.com, and be like, hey, it'd be cool if you interviewed this person and ask them this. So if there's any, I'll put it out there. If there's any questions you want me to ask Sinister, I don't care what it is, anything and everything, email me at jacasblogs@gmail.com, all one word, and ask your question. Title it Sinister Question, throw it out there. And we'll do a rapid fire Q&A with him on that when I do redo my interview. So I'm looking at changing a lot of topics on this. I'm going to be doing a lot of my live feeds are pretty much going to be just checking in, bullshitting with you guys, and doing a lot of just Q&A. So recorded videos is going to put a lot of the truth out there. That's why my last recorded video, I put out the truth on what we actually get for recruiting somebody and what it takes to recruit for us to get that referral bonus. I'm not going to hide anything from anyone. I'm not going to bullshit you. It is what it is. I don't go into it it's the training programs. I believe Prime still has one of the best training programs, but yes, there is a lot of improvements that need to be made. And I have a feeling once we get closer to I think next year or 2020, when start a lot of those training regulations come across, which I got to dig into more, I think it's going to change the programs a lot. So it's going to be interesting to see. Going, trying to make sure I cover everything here. And that's kind of the reason why, like with Michael or Chad and Crazy, you go to their channels and what I like right now, even though they are looking at getting out of TNT training, that's pretty much what I'm going to be asking you guys. And that's and kind of get into why I'm not doing TNT training unless I maybe do one a year, but I doubt I'll do it. But get into guys why you guys want to stop TNT training and go PSD only. Get into it. Maybe if enough of us come out and say why we're getting burnt out and having the issues that we're having as trainers, maybe that'll kind of force the hand of maybe getting some stuff to change. Well, it's Julian Size Prime's always watching, and hopefully they listen. They're always watching. Again, some of it they'll listen, whether anything gets done or not. It's a different story. Again, as I get it, as a lot of everything I'm doing. Sorry for shaking camera. I'm beating the steering wheel. A lot of it is I get the flip side of the coin where we're complaining about certain things, but you look at the other side. You got to remove yourself completely from it and look at the other side of stuff. It's not that easy of a process to get it changed. To completely revamp the PSD TNT program, it's going to be a pain in the ass, and it's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to require a lot of stuff to get changed, and that's going to be even requiring how they handle freight. Oh. So, but yeah, with enough of us out here and them catching this stuff, as I said, maybe something will catch. Yeah, but I got to follow up with Rich, or I should say Richard, and see what he thinks about my idea. They are working on something for accountability side of students and trainers, where it's some sort of reporting because biggest issue I'm seeing is it gets into, well, let's just say, for example, you're out PSD. Your trainer refuses to let you back until you get back to the training pad. And then your trainer only gives you 1 day of training on the pad, and he's expecting you to test the next day and pass. It's not going to happen. If it does happen, it's by pure luck. That way, as a student, you can reporting on record somewhere that, yes, I backed today. No, I didn't back today. And I go back and look at it, and we look at it for 2 weeks if that student was on the truck and they never backed. Or if the student said he never backed, but the trainer said he backed, they can go, well, who's lying? So there's got to be open up a lot more of accountability wise of what's actually getting done out here. So, but that's my 2 cents. I think me and Chad probably and Crazy can go on one hell of a rant about the training program. So, AW still hanging out with me, bullshitting. I still got another 25 minutes to chat with him. I run about 22 to 2,400 miles a week. Let me pull up last week. As I said, I'm not afraid to put stuff up on the glass for you guys. Well, that's... So wife sends me a link. I live in Clarksville, Tennessee. 2 middle schoolers committed suicide today, or Friday, at school. I don't know if I was at school or whatnot, but yeah. Gmail. Where is payroll? Well, I don't want the trip on there. All right. As I said, guys, it's going to be... I can't do anything about backwards, and you got to deal with the screen burning. So there's loaded. There's empty. Total mileage. And that's my total gross. So 1,412 miles loaded, 1,410, and for a combination of 2,822 miles last week for $4,800. And then just to show you that that's not a 1 week. Ah! Previous week, 1,530 loaded, 1,082 empty, total of 2,615. Total gross 4,627.81 as a solo driver. That's past 2 weeks. So you do the math. 4,600 divided by 2,612 miles. You can figure out what I'm averaging per mile on this account. And I don't get paid my mile. I get paid percentage of the load. So, if I do it all over again when I go company or lease, I would have gone lease a lot sooner. I probably wouldn't have done it right out of training, but probably within about 6 months. So I probably should have gotten lease. All right, Chad, man, stay safe, safe travels. Don't beat the crap out of your student too much tonight. Yeah, you kind of got to figure out. My personal recommendation is go company first. Run it, get through a home time. Make sure you can handle, if you got to be able to handle that time frame of it as a company driver as time away from home. If you can't handle that as a company driver and you try and go, I'm going to go lease and I'm going to go home every other weekend, you're not going to make it. Plain and simple. Or even if you go anywhere else to go lease purchase, owner out. or you're buying the truck, you got to go home less than what your company drivers are going. That's the honest truth behind it. If you can't keep that left door closed and run and do what you need to do to get that, make sure that load's there safely, on time, and legally, then understanding what you can do and what you can't do is a lot of when you should go from company to lease. Not saying, I'll just say, my logs will pass any inspection. So stuff that I'm doing that is questionable, I'll say yeah, but I can pass inspection. It's just what you got to learn how to kind of not really work, but understand what you need to do to get the job done. So that's why I recommend you go company first, run that truck, understand, and also if you foobar up the truck as a company driver, it's not coming out against you. It's the company will take care of it. You scrape into something you don't got to worry about. You don't got to worry about stupid maintenance stuff if you blow an airbag, shocks, the cost of PMs, where to get a PM, all that headache. Like I'm gonna do a quick little video on showing you what the cost of my first PM I had done at Love's, on what it actually cost and how it got paid for. It's kind of what a lot of people don't realize is Prime will hold your hand a lot through this process and help you. And you go jumping out to an owner op or somewhere else and realize that they don't do anything. They don't do a lot of stuff the same way. You can get in trouble really quick. So, all right. So we're kind of dropping off it here. It's been an hour and a half. So if anyone's got any last questions here, stay on for probably about 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, depending on the questions. Feel free to fire them off. And we'll go over anything and everything you want to go over. Yeah. With going from company or lease, the best thing I can say is the only one that can make up your mind on this yourself. If you want, I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to do up a video, Keith, on explaining what the difference truly is between a company driver here, lease driver, and a lease purchase. There are 3 different programs you can go through. A lot of people misunderstand the difference between lease and lease purchase. So I'm going to make sure I get those facts out there for everybody. But yeah, I got a lot of crap to work on. It's kind of insane once you get into this on how much you can do. And the other, backtrack a little bit. If you're wanting to do your own YouTube videos and stuff out there, don't be afraid if somebody's already covered a topic. There's 5 million backing videos out there. There's 5 million pre-trip. There's truck tours, Kazoo. There's hours of service, which I'll be working on. I'm going to work on macros, which ones, the common ones we use, and set it up literally like PSD training on how I'd have my students set up their notebooks. So that way you can set up your notebook before you even get out here. And that way it's one less headache while you're going through PSD. You have everything set up and you're able to crank it out. It's in the summer, the students doing that. Yeah, John, it's going to be really interesting come, what's it, March, April, May, and after tax time. Because it's kind of interesting. You'll see a lot of people jump out into trucking once they get their taxes. So kind of right in between now until the cutoff, once people start getting their tax refunds back, they've got that extra money, and that's when they plan on doing their jump. As I heard of right now, they are not stop being what they're bringing in as in student-wise. I could be wrong, but as what I've heard, they haven't decreased the number of PSDs that they are bringing in. Um, as I said, I don't know what they're going to do to get a thing. I know part of the issue with trainer-wise right now is it's still winter. There's a lot of trainers that do not train during the winter because as a lease operator or a lease purchase or owner op, we are responsible for the truck. So you as a student, as a PSD, or even as a TNT, and I'll put this out there, you guys, if you get into an accident or you hit a pole, you damage cargo because you didn't put load lock up properly, it's not on you. Now, I'm not saying this gives you guys as a student free pass to go out and destroy everything. You do that, you're going to have some problems with your trainer real quick, and it can get ugly. But just letting you know, say you get into a minor fender bender, or if you didn't see a pole and you hit it, the lease driver is responsible, or lease purchase or owner op is responsible for the damages. They cannot make you pay for damages. But on the back side of it is too, if a TNT, say you bump into a pole and do some damage, you're going to be doing 10,000 more miles. So kind of plan that out. So it's not a free pass for you. But your trainer can ask you to pay for the damage. They can ask, they can't force. So that's why a lot of trainers don't train during the winter. So that way they don't have to worry about that headache of something stupid happening. And they're responsible for the damages. Armed security, I got to apply for soon. Yeah. That was one of my jobs, John, before I came out here. That's why I kind of laughed at the trucking background check. I was, I don't think they do outsource anymore. They could have changed it, but one of my jobs I had for a while, and I shouldn't have left it, but hindsight's 2020, is I was an armed security guard at a nuclear power plant. Money was okay for when it was outsourced to a different company, but they right after I left, right within a couple months after I left, they switched to completely in-house, and I heard the pay freaking almost doubled. So, good paying job, boring as hell. 12-hour shifts, rotating. It was. I don't understand when they get into this mentality of 2 weeks days, 2 weeks night crap. You can't get a set sleep schedule and put days and nights. I don't understand, especially on security wise. But yeah, that was one of my jobs, was this armed security guard nuclear power plant. I got the certificate somewhere. But all right. Even if you get into that, man, if you want to, if you're, my last tip here for you, if you're still looking at getting into trucking, the best thing I can say is once you get through your training, and if you're going through multiple, like at the power plant, we sit in powers and stuff all over the place. Print off the CDL manual, start studying it. It give you something to do to waste time, because trust me, you're gonna be doing a lot of it. So if you decide like, hey, if you get into it and you like realize like, hey, this really isn't for me, and want to get out here on the road, that way you can kind of get a jump start on it. So, all right. With that being said, I think I'm gonna jump off here. My night shift guys are gonna be in here within a couple minutes, so go check in and see if they get a trailer ready for me to rock and roll, so I can get on down the road. So So with that, everyone stay safe. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and at my email at jcastvlogs@gmail.com or on Facebook at jcastvlogs. You can message me through there. I might not get back to you right away. It all depends on my either if I'm driving or I'm sleeping, I can't respond. So it kind of leaves up a open window when I can respond to everything. So, and if I don't get back to you right away, just bug me again because sometimes it gets lost. So, with that being said, everyone stay safe. And we'll be coming at you with more videos here soon. So, all right, talk to you later.